Welcome to Copilot Podcasts. Imagine being so powerful that cosmic beings like Galactus actually avoid fighting you. Today, we're diving into the mind-bending world of Franklin Richards, a kid who can literally create universes before breakfast.
And we're not exaggerating about that universe creation part, by the way. Franklin Richards might just be the most powerful being in Marvel Comics.
So, let's start at the beginning. How does someone this powerful even come into existence?
Well, it's actually a pretty wild story. Franklin is the son of Reed Richards and Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four, but his birth was incredibly complicated.
Complicated how?
See, while Sue was pregnant, she experienced these dangerous cosmic energy surges that threatened both her and the baby's life.
Oh, wow, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, and here's where it gets interesting. The Fantastic Four had to travel to the negative zone and steal something called the Cosmic Control Rod from a villain named Annihilus just to save them.
Wait, they had to steal from a supervillain just so Sue could give birth safely?
Exactly. And you know what's funny? From the moment he was born, Franklin could see his mom even when she was invisible.
Must have made hide and seek pretty challenging, huh?
Ha, definitely. But on a more serious note, Franklin's powers started manifesting very early. We're talking reality manipulation, telepathy, telekinesis, the works.
So what exactly can he do with these powers?
Well, according to Marvel's official sources, he can literally warp reality at will. He can transform matter, create force fields, and even generate entire pocket universes.
Pocket universes? Like entire universes just in his pocket?
More or less. And get this, he's so powerful that he once resurrected Galactus just to help fight some Celestials.
Hold up, he brought Galactus back to life? The same Galactus that eats planets?
Yep, and then made Galactus work with him to defeat these cosmic beings called the Mad Celestials.
That's just ridiculous levels of power.
And here's something even more mind-bending. Franklin is actually destined to survive beyond the end of time itself.
Beyond the end of time? How does that even work?
According to recent Marvel storylines, he's meant to become the next Devourer of Worlds in something called the Ninth Cosmos.
So he's basically immortal?
Essentially, yes. But here's what makes Franklin really interesting. Despite all this power, he's still just a kid trying to live a normal life.
How does someone with that much power even attempt to live normally?
Well, that's actually one of the most fascinating recent developments. Franklin has chosen to restrict his powers to just 1 day per year.
Wait, what? He voluntarily limits himself?
Yes, and he even hides this fact from himself most of the time. It's a pretty mature decision for someone his age.
That's actually really impressive self-awareness for a kid.
It really is. And it's worth noting that even with these self-imposed restrictions, he's still considered one of the most powerful beings in Marvel Comics.
Has he ever lost control of his powers?
There have been instances. One time, his psychic powers and repressed frustrations actually manifested as a separate entity called Ego Spawn.
His frustrations literally took physical form? That's terrifying.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why cosmic entities like Celestials keep such a close eye on him.
Speaking of Celestials, tell me more about that fight you mentioned earlier.
Right, so in this particular story, Franklin faced off against these beings called Mad Celestials from an alternate reality who were trying to invade our universe.
And he just decided to bring Galactus back to life to help?
Well, it wasn't quite that simple. He actually had to travel through time, borrow power from his younger self, and then resurrect Galactus.
Time travel and resurrection? Just casual Tuesday stuff for Franklin, huh?
Pretty much. And here's the really impressive part. When Galactus initially fell in battle against the Celestials, Franklin brought him back stronger than before.
So he's not just resurrecting beings, he's upgrading them?
Exactly. His power isn't just about raw strength, it's about the ability to fundamentally alter reality itself.
That's incredible. Has anyone ever tried to harness or control his powers?
Oh, plenty have tried. His abilities have attracted attention from everyone, from supervillains to his own time-traveling grandfather, Nathaniel Richards.
Time-traveling grandfather? This family tree must be a nightmare to map out.
You have no idea. But what's really interesting is how Franklin has managed to maintain his humanity despite all these cosmic-level powers and complicated family dynamics.
How does he do that?
Well, he's had help. Growing up, he had Agatha Harkness as his nanny, joined teams like Power Pack, and later got a little sister named Valeria.
Wait, Agatha Harkness was his nanny? The powerful witch?
Yeah, when you're dealing with a kid who can reshape reality, you need a pretty powerful babysitter.
Fair point. So what's his current status in the Marvel Universe?
Recently, he's taken up the codename Powerhouse, and as we mentioned, he's chosen to restrict his powers significantly.
Even with restrictions, he must still be incredibly powerful though, right?
Absolutely. Remember, this is someone who's destined to survive the end of the universe itself.
That's gotta be a heavy burden for anyone, let alone a kid.
It is, and there's actually a really poignant quote from Franklin about this. He said, "I've been credibly told I'm going to be the only one who survives the end of this universe, and man, I gotta say, I really just want to be a kid first."
That's actually heartbreaking.
It really shows the human side of someone with literally universe-shaping powers.
Has he ever shown any signs of being corrupted by all this power?
Surprisingly, no. Despite his immense abilities, Franklin has consistently shown remarkable restraint and wisdom beyond his years.
That's pretty remarkable for someone who could literally reshape reality on a whim.
And it's worth noting that even cosmic entities like Galactus recognize and respect this about him. They don't just fear his power, they respect his judgment.
So what's next for Franklin? Besides, surviving the end of the universe?
Well, right now he seems focused on trying to live as normal a life as possible while preparing for his eventual cosmic destiny.
Normal life with universe-creating powers. Only in comics, right?
Exactly. But that's what makes Franklin such a fascinating character. He's simultaneously the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe and just a kid trying to figure things out.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Copilot Podcasts. Remember, folks, if you ever feel overwhelmed by life, just remember, at least you don't have to worry about accidentally creating pocket universes before breakfast.
Unless you're Franklin Richards, in which case, maybe stick to cereal.